A deadly attack raises calls to tone down political rhetoric.
We should not be putting language out there that inspires madmen to commit evil crimes.
We look at what state leaders are saying amid the tension.
We all should be entering the conversation now, more than ever.
Campuses across Texas wrestle with questions about free speech rights.
Nationally, we want to make ourselves heard and understood peacefully, because that's what we stand for as a community.
The debate on college and high school campuses and how one powerful politician is getting involved. Texas Democrats haven't won a statewide election in more than 30 years. Now they're taking a new approach.
We have to stand up and fight back and be an aggressive party that's ready to take the reins.
What the party's leader is saying about moves aimed to end the long losing streak.
Produced from the Capitol in Austin and airing statewide, this is the award-winning State of Texas.
Hello and thank you for joining us. I'm Josh Hinkle. A gunman's attack on an Immigration and Customs Enforcement field office in Dallas fuels calls to tone down a heated political rhetoric. The gunman opened fire from a rooftop, killing one detainee and injuring others. Authorities say he then killed himself. Investigators say the gunman intended to kill ICE agents. They call the attack an act of terror. Authorities say they have not found evidence the shooter was affiliated with any specific group. Texas leaders condemned the shooting and focused on violent rhetoric circulating online. Some reactions transcended political positions, some did not.
This needs to stop.
Hours after the attack, Senator Ted Cruz condemned the shooting at a news conference in Dallas.
Politically motivated violence is wrong.
It is the third attack on an immigration facility in Texas this year, according to the Department of Homeland Security. Cruz said the attacks are sparked by rhetoric online and called on both sides to stop.
And we should not be putting language out there that inspires madmen to commit evil crimes.
Meanwhile, Governor Greg Abbott went after one side of the political spectrum in a statement, saying, quote, "The ongoing onslaught of violent and subversive rhetoric from the left threatens to degrade the most prized and basic values our nation was founded upon and must be denounced at every turn," end quote. Democrat Colin Allred, who's running for Senate after representing Dallas in Congress, said it's important to denounce violent rhetoric across the political spectrum.
We all have a responsibility in our personal lives to try and lower the temperature to get us back to a more civil discourse and to ensure that this does not become a larger pattern that we have to deal with across our state and our country.
The attack in Dallas happened just days after the funeral for Charlie Kirk. In the week since the conservative activist's assassination, schools across the country have wrestled with questions about free speech rights. And the Texas Attorney General is diving into the debate. Capitol correspondent Adam Schwager traveled to Houston to take a closer look.
Charlie Kirk's assassination galvanizing a nation, including those here in Texas.
And that's something we feel very strongly about, to continue Charlie's legacy in our small part at Stratford High School.
Students at Stratford High School near Houston started a Club America chapter this week, a youth chapter of Kirk's Turning Point USA. But after some online parental pushback, their initial faculty club sponsors withdrew their sponsorship. Attorney General Ken Paxton threatened to have the AG's office review the parents' group's Facebook messages and said the radical leftist culture of suppression must be totally defeated. Then he showed his support for the students on Wednesday night in person.
And I want to stand with you because you are exhibiting courage that is so rarely seen in adults and particularly politicians.
United States of America. Paxton also joined a conversation about free speech in higher education in a letter asking public colleges and universities not to discriminate against conservative viewpoints.
Certainly when you have something like the killing of a public figure like Charlie Kirk, that draws lots of attention.
Gilbert Martinez is a media law professor at Texas State University who focuses on freedom of speech issues. On his same campus, another Texas State professor was fired for, quote, inciting violence by speaking at a socialism conference and talking about overthrowing the United States. Martinez simply hopes the promotion of protected political speech applies evenly.
Free speech does not protect one side or the other. It should protect as much speech as possible. This is not about left or right. This is about protecting as much speech as possible, even offensive speech.
For State of Texas, I'm Adam Schwager.
Since Charlie Kirk's death, Texas State University has gotten national attention. That's largely due to Texas Governor Greg Abbott calling for a student's expulsion after seeing that person mock Kirk's death in a viral video. Shortly after, the university's president announced the student was no longer enrolled. As our Sam Stark reports, students on campus participated in 2 events with opposing messages, but a similar goal of having their voices heard.
We all should be entering the conversation now, more than ever.
Wednesday morning, a couple dozen students attended a Turning Point event. That's a conservative youth organization founded by Charlie Kirk.
I think it was terrible. I don't think people should be killed for what they say.
Many students there saying Kirk's death has galvanized them.
So when all this happened, the very next day I joined Turning Point at my university here in Texas State. And we went to an event, had one on Monday. We were there for like 8 hours talking to people, debating with people.
At one of those events, a cell phone video captured a black student seemingly mocking Kirk's death. Shortly after Abbott's call for expulsion, University President Kelly Danfus said that the person was, quote, no longer a student.
I think it was justice, and I think that a lot of people should just be standing up for the right thing, not just being hateful about stuff.
Soon after the Turning Point event started, another gathering began across campus. This one saying Abbott's social media post and Danfus's decision has led to a hostile environment for black students.
I think that's another thing that people aren't seeing is the repercussions of what Greg Abbott did. You know, he might have wanted this expedite of his removal from this campus, but he doesn't understand what he started here.
President Danfus was in the crowd at the protest Wednesday afternoon. The students are calling on him to do more to protect black students in the wake of his actions.
There have been death threats that have been given to some organizations and students here on campus in the black community, and we're making light of it. We're nationally going to make ourselves heard and understood peacefully, because that's what we stand for as a community.
Sam Stark, State of Texas.
Last week, Turning Point USA posted on social media that it's received more than 54,000 requests from high school and college students to start new chapters or join an existing one. Age limits take effect for sales of THC products in Texas, but the change may just be the beginning of stricter regulations in the state. It's been more than 30 years since Texas Democrats won a statewide election. Now they're trying something new to end the losing streak, the plan, and why some are skeptical. An invasive pest that threatens the cattle industry moves closer to Texas. One state leader is pushing a new way to fight back, but he says not everyone is on board.